He stands alone, in the vast expanse of the desert where the horizon seems endless and the silence is deafening. He is but a solitary figure. Yet his presence is powerful, a testament to the strength of the individual spirit, a solitary figure against the leviathan of Western hegemony. This is not just a man, this is a symbol of defiance, a beacon of resistance against overwhelming odds. The structures he faces are not just physical, but ideological, representing centuries of dominance and control. Ibrahim Traoré, the soldier president of Burkina Faso, is a man who dares to challenge the world order. In his military uniform, he stands as a figure of authority and rebellion, a leader who speaks not just for his nation, but for a continent yearning for change. He is a beacon of hope, a symbol of resistance against the enduring legacy of colonialism. The banners and flags that surround him are not just symbols, they are cries for justice, for a future free from the shadows of the past. The West fears him, they should, for in his defiance he exposes the fragility of their control, the cracks in their facade of invincibility. The media coverage, the concerned faces of political leaders all point to a growing realization: the old order is being challenged. His story is not merely one of political ascension, but of audacious defiance. Each press conference, each public appearance is a statement of intent, a declaration that the status quo will no longer be accepted. His leadership is a rallying cry for those who have long been voiceless. It is a story that resonates across the African continent and beyond, a testament to the enduring spirit of self-determination. The celebrations, the signs of support all speak to a collective yearning for autonomy, for a future shaped by their own hands. It is a story that demands to be told, a narrative of courage, of resilience, and of an unyielding quest for justice. Ibrahim Traoré's journey is not just his own, it is the story of a people, of a continent, and of a world in the throes of transformation. He began as a teacher, a moulder of young minds. Mathematics was his weapon, logic his shield. Ibrahim Traoré, born in 1988, seemed destined for a life of quiet scholarship, but fate, it seems, had other plans. The allure of the military proved too strong to resist. Burkina Faso, his beloved homeland, was locked in a struggle against Islamist insurgents. Traoré answered the call to arms, trading his chalk for a rifle. His rise through the ranks was swift, a testament to his tactical acumen and unwavering courage. 2022. A year that began like any other, with hopes, dreams, and the promise of new beginnings. But for the people of Burkina Faso, it would soon become a year of profound transformation, a year etched in the annals of Burkinabe history. The nation, rich in culture and heritage, found itself at a crossroads. The echoes of its past, intertwined with the aspirations of its future, set the stage for an unprecedented upheaval. The air crackled with discontent, frustration with a government seen as too close to their former colonial masters, France. The streets of Ouagadougou were filled with voices demanding change, a break from the old ways and a new direction for the country. Then a young officer, barely 34 years old, seized the reins of power. Ibrahim Traoré, a name that would soon be on everyone's lips, emerged as the face of this revolution. His rise was unexpected, yet it resonated deeply with the masses. The coup was swift, bloodless. In a matter of hours, the old regime was toppled and a new era began. The streets, once filled with tension, now buzzed with a cautious optimism. The people watched, waited, and hoped. Ibrahim Traoré, hailed as a hero, promised a new era for Burkina Faso, one free from the shackles of foreign influence. His speeches, filled with passion and conviction, ignited a spark of hope in the hearts of many. He spoke of sovereignty, of reclaiming the nation's destiny. He vowed to prioritize security, to combat the jihadist threat that plagued the Sahel. The challenges were immense, but so was the determination. Traoré's vision was clear: a safer, stronger Burkina Faso, resilient against external threats. His words resonated with a population yearning for change. The promise of a brighter future, free from the shadows of the past, was a powerful motivator. As the nation stood on the brink of a new dawn, the Audacity of Revolution became the beacon of hope for millions. Traoré wasted no time in challenging the established order. He launched a five-pronged assault on the vestiges of colonialism, a symphony of defiance that reverberated across the world. His actions were not just bold, but meticulously planned, each step a calculated move to dismantle the remnants of foreign control and inspire a new era of self-determination for Burkina Faso. First, he expelled French troops, a symbolic severing of the umbilical cord of colonial dependence. This was more than a military maneuver, it was a statement to the world that Burkina Faso would no longer be a pawn in the geopolitical games of powerful nations. The departure of French troops marked the beginning of a new chapter, one where the people of Burkina Faso could start to reclaim their sovereignty and rewrite their own destiny. Then came the nationalization of gold mines, reclaiming Burkina Faso's wealth from the clutches of Western corporations. For decades, these resources had been siphoned off, enriching foreign entities while leaving the local population in poverty. By taking control of the gold mines, Traoré aimed to ensure that the wealth generated from these resources would benefit the people of Burkina Faso, funding infrastructure, education and healthcare, and laying the foundation for a more prosperous future. He announced plans to ditch the CFA franc, a colonial relic that shackled Burkina Faso's monetary policy to France. This move was not just about economic independence, it was about psychological liberation. The CFA franc had long been a symbol of colonial subjugation, and by moving away from it, Traoré sought to break the mental chains that had held his people back. He envisioned a future where Burkina Faso could control its own economic destiny, free from the constraints imposed by former colonial powers. He armed civilians, creating a grassroots defense force to combat the jihadists. This was a controversial move, but Traoré believed that empowering the local population to defend themselves was crucial for maintaining security and stability. By training and arming civilians, he aimed to create a sense of ownership and responsibility among the people, fostering a community-driven approach to national defense that could stand up to external threats. Finally, he embraced a powerful weapon: information. Traoré understood that in the modern world, control over information was as important as control over territory. He invested in media infrastructure, ensuring that the people of Burkina Faso had access to accurate and timely information. This was not just about countering propaganda, it was about empowering the population with knowledge, fostering a well-informed citizenry that could actively participate in the democratic process. Traoré understood the power of narrative. He knew that the stories we tell ourselves shape our identity and our future. By promoting a narrative of resilience, unity, and self-determination, he aimed to inspire a sense of pride and purpose among the people of Burkina Faso. He used storytelling as a tool to galvanize the population, to remind them of their rich history and their potential to shape their own destiny. He harnessed the media, promoting Pan-African unity and railing against the neo-colonial exploitation of his continent. Traoré's vision extended beyond the borders of Burkina Faso. He saw his struggle as part of a larger movement for African liberation. By using the media to spread his message, he sought to build solidarity among African nations, to create a united front against the forces of neo-colonialism, and to inspire a new generation of leaders committed to the cause of African self-determination. Section 5. The West Trembles. The Western world watched with a mixture of apprehension and disbelief. How dare this young upstart challenge their dominion? Sanctions were imposed, aid packages were withdrawn. The old tactics of coercion were deployed, but to no avail. Traoré had struck a chord not just in Burkina Faso, but across Africa and the global south. His message of self-reliance and resistance to neo-colonialism resonated with millions who had long endured the bitter fruits of Western exploitation. Section 6. Burkina Faso Awakens. Within Burkina Faso, a sense of cautious optimism took hold. Traoré's policies, though radical, offered a glimmer of hope. The people, long accustomed to despair, dared to dream of a brighter future. The road ahead was fraught with peril. The jihadist insurgency, fueled by poverty and instability, remained a potent threat. The economy, battered by drought and global shocks, teetered on the brink. Yet there was a palpable shift in the air, a sense of collective purpose, a belief that this time things might be different. Section 7. A continent holds its breath. Across Africa, from the bustling metropolises of Nigeria to the dusty townships of South Africa, all eyes were on Burkina Faso. Could Traoré succeed where so many before him had failed? Could he break the cycle of neo-colonial dependency and forge a new path for his nation, for Africa? The answer, it seemed, held implications far beyond the borders of Burkina Faso. Section 8. The Specter of Sankara. The ghost of Thomas Sankara, the iconic revolutionary leader assassinated in 1987, loomed large over Traoré's presidency. Sankara too had dared to challenge the status quo, to envision a Burkina Faso free from foreign domination. The parallels were undeniable. Both men were military officers thrust into power by popular uprisings. Both espoused a Pan-Africanist vision, a belief in the power of African unity. Both faced fierce opposition from within and without. Section 9. Hero or dictator? Only time will tell what legacy Ibrahim Traoré will ultimately leave behind. Will he be remembered as a hero, a liberator who unshackled his nation from the chains of neo-colonialism? Or will he become just another dictator, his early promise drowned in the mire of authoritarianism? The world watches, holding its breath. The stakes could not be higher. For in the heart of the Sahel, a revolution is brewing, and its outcome may well shape the destiny of a continent.